Hello there, you're watching Qnews, and here are the top stories for this hour. Israeli occupation forces have surrounded the Indonesian hospital in Beit Lahia in northern Gaza, demanding the immediate evacuation of everyone inside. Gunfire has been reported around the hospital, where hundreds of vulnerable civilians, including children, women, patients and medical staff, remain trapped. Meanwhile, medical sources revealed that the hospital's oxygen and electricity stations have been destroyed, leaving the facility unable to provide critical medical services. At least 40 people, including children, have been killed in Gaza by Israeli strikes overnight and into this morning. Local sources have reported that 3 people were killed in an Israeli airstrike on a home in El Zawaidah in central Gaza. In another attack, 4 people were killed and several others were wounded when an airstrike hit a home and tent in Deir al-Balah. Additionally, 1 person was killed in a strike on a house near the Abdul Al junction west of Gaza City, and another died in an airstrike on the Abu al-Ajin area east of Deir al-Balah. A further 5 people were killed and others were injured in an Israeli attack near the entrance of Gaza City's El Shifa hospital. Witnesses have reported the chaotic aftermath of the strike, with rubble strewn on the ground outside the hospital and victims of the attack being lifted onto stretchers. The United Nations Security Council is set to convene an emergency session today to address the escalating situation in the Middle East, with a particular focus on the Palestinian issue. This meeting, requested by Algeria, comes as the country assumes the presidency of the Council for January 2024. The session will focus on Israeli attacks targeting healthcare facilities in Gaza, including the recent assault on the Al-Shahid Kamal Adwan hospital in northern Gaza.
For your remarkable efforts during China's presidency, who is 2 months pregnant and experienced.
Meanwhile, sirens have echoed in Tel Aviv and occupied Jerusalem early this morning as a missile launched from Yemen was intercepted by the Israeli Air Force. The alarms went off at 4:30 a.m. local time in central Israel and occupied Jerusalem. Minutes later, Israeli military informed the public that the sirens had been activated due to the possibility of falling shrapnel from the interception. Lebanon's military has stated that Israel continues to violate the ceasefire agreement despite UN patrols. According to the national news agency, Israeli bulldozers demolished homes in several neighborhoods of Naqoura, delaying the army's entry. The Lebanese army stated that it continues patrolling the road connecting Bayada and Naqoura in the south, alongside the UN interim force in Lebanon, UNIFIL. It has also placed barricades on a coastal road between Hamra and Naqoura to prevent unauthorized movement. UNIFIL's headquarters is located in Naqoura. Germany's Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock and her French counterpart have met Syria's military operations chief Ahmed al-Shara on behalf of the European Union. Baerbock and France's Jean-Noël Barrot are the first EU ministers to visit Syria since the armed forces seized control of Damascus on December the 8th, forcing President Bashar al-Assad to flee and ending his family's decades-long rule. Before departing, Baerbock said the trip was intended as a clear signal to Syrians that a new political beginning between Europe, Germany and Syria was possible. Israeli airstrikes have targeted the Syria area south of Aleppo in Syria, causing a series of massive explosions. Media reports indicate that the strikes targeted defense factories and research centers in the region. There have been no casualties reported. The Israeli targets in Syria include military airports, weapons and ammunition warehouses, as well as aircraft squadrons, radars and military communication stations. Well, that's all for our top stories for this hour. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates here on Q News.